Thank you for joining Hawaii Wellness Network on this beautiful Friday, and I am so honored to have somebody from Hawaii that has been just a blessing in so many people's lives, and honored to be here because you've been on so many TV shows and
a few.
Yes, over the years. Kahu Fred, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much, Lori. It's an honor for me to be here. It truly is. I don't. How many times I've said this, but it's an honor for me to be here and enjoying your journey, because this is all about a journey, right? It really is. And I'm so comfortable by this, the cameras, and it doesn't bother me. But I've got to believe, I've talked about you many times over the years, because working with the Wellness Center and everything. But you're just a joy.
Well, thank you.
We would hear for about half hour, 45 minutes, and working with the people. It's you should be a healer.
Well, it's amazing to hear all these different modalities, and somebody said, you, for a living, I get to find the good stuff, and I was like, wow, what a neat job I have. So when I hear about, what is it, Akashic record reading, or what is this modality or that modality, then I think, well, I'm interested. Then it'll really help the community, and I think other people need to hear about that.
Well, we have Alice in LA, who has worked with me over the years, and she's always spoken very highly of you. And I want to tell you this: signature cell healing is my modality, and the foundation is my foundation. But I really wanted to share with you is this: healing is a way of life for everybody, not just me or you or the people that you watched right here. It's a way of life, because when you get to this earth plane, this is a yin yang. They call it yin yang, but everything has an opposite, right? Everything has an opposite except for me. There's one word that doesn't have an opposite, and I know you can fill in 20 words behind it, but I'll tell you this: love does not have an opposite for where I stand from, because love is the power base of this whole journey. This lady is just doing it, and she had cards, angel cards and goddess cards, and my wife pulled a goddess card. And as you know, I've just recently moved to Vegas part-time Honolulu, but she gave this card to her, and we're right now in the process of moving our homes around a little bit. And Patty was so shocked, because she said, the card said, you're moving right now, and it's going to be for the best.
Wow.
I went, oh my God.
Isn't that amazing when you get that perfect thing that you need to hear?
So, metaphysical stuff, we call metaphysical stuff. But I want to tell you a little bit about my modality, because it's signature cell healing. It's a four-bodied healing. And understand this, Reiki, the touch, healing touch, all the forms of touch healings out there right now. I'm telling you mine, not because it's any better or any worse than anything, but it's a good healing because it takes into the account a four-bodied healing. And we talk about the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual in that order. So come backwards now. The spirit out there, that's what these people were talking about, Akashic records and so on and so forth. I didn't even believe it when I first started this whole, I didn't believe there's anything about Akashic records. I now know it's there. But this spiritual world is so wide open, but it's so, the people, they get trapped in this thing, and they hit the spirit world, they love the spirit, then they can't get back to earth plane. But why do we come here to get back to the earth plane or to go back to spirit? We came here to do this journey called earth, and it's because it goes down to the spirit, mental, emotional, and the physical. That's us, third dimensional beings. And third dimensional beings, we need healing. Everybody needs healing. And the other lady was talking about the Western medicine and the Eastern philosophies. I'm more inclined to be in the Eastern, but I can do with it. I tell you this thing. My history goes back, all the way back to before I even got into the Army. This is like 40, 50 years, 40 some odd years ago. But I worked at a place that was for healing. I didn't know what healing was. They wanted to train me as a nurse, and I said, sure, I'll do that, but I didn't like it that much. And then I realized that the Vietnam War was going full blown, and they decided they called me, and I said, oh, that's good. And they must have looked at something, because they figured something about my healing journey, because I did my basic training and then immediately was into AIT, which is Advanced Infantry Training, and that was to become a combat medic.
Wow.
So it gets
That was
worse.
intense.
It gets worse.
It's a lot different than what you're doing now. I did not know that.
Yeah. And then I got out of there, and I couldn't find a job when I first got out, and I thought this thing right here in Honolulu, and I said, physician's ambulance. I said, well, I'm going to check it out because I'm not an EMT or anything. So I walked in, and he said, the job's all filled up, get out of here. I said, okay, thank you. He said, you have any experience? I said, not really. I'm a combat medic from Vietnam. And he said, oh, come in here, right here. You'd be the most experienced person we're going to have over here. And so there I was, staying in this whole journey. And then I got free of that whole journey, and then I came into this thing about 20 years ago, and it's been my lifeblood. And it's called the Singular Cell Healing Foundation.
So this is something, a modality that you created.
That's
that
my
from
creation.
all your.
That's right. I'm the founder. I'm the teacher. Well, there's a lot of teachers now. A lot of teachers.
Right.
But I'm the founder, and I feel so good about this thing. We're doing a seminar here. We're doing one here. I leave here. I'm going back to Las Vegas, doing one in Las Vegas, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I don't know if anybody is over here on vacation. Look it up, because. But what I really want to talk about is what I'm going to do over here, and it's in June of this year, and it's empowering to tell you this: the four-bodied healing is so powerful: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. This journey we're talking about right now is about the physical body, and I don't know of anybody that's in such perfect health they couldn't use my services. So when we talk about the teachings of this whole thing, and this is not overnight. 20 years I've been doing this diligently for 30 years, or 20 years. But what I'm telling you right now is that it's so powerful that I'll tell you this thing. We talk about the EMTs of the medical world, the immersion medical technicians. And I don't mean to make anybody EMT. I don't want to make anybody anything. But we train the people to heal themselves first. And that's the most important.
And what happens if someone's not connected on that 4 levels of the body, which you're talking about?
Well,
and they start getting off balance, and
That's
is that
right.
something that you can help somebody with?
Yes, I can tell you this. We healed everything from an ingrown toenail to stage 4 liver cancer. Stage 4.
So a lot of health issues if you're not dealing with the emotional.
If you don't have all of them put together firmly, you can have 2 here or 1 here, 1 there. But that's why I keep them in this fashion, because the physical is right here. The emotional is out here. And I like to think about it like when you think about you picture of Master Christ, Jesus, and he's got this auric field. Well, that's actually his emotional body. And we've all got emotional body. If I did this to your head, your face, you wouldn't like it too much, because I give a lot of energy. And
Yeah, I can feel warm right there.
and I didn't even touch you, right?
Mhm.
Well, but if I did it to your face, you'd say, thank you very much, but don't do it anymore. And you do the same thing, I get the same thing from you. Because understand this, there's no 2 bodies alike on this earth plane, but there's not 2 bodies that are very much different on this earth plane too, So this auric field that surrounds us, and then when you're using this auric field, and you can use this, see, that's the key, so that you can use everything. But the mental field, physical, emotional, mental. Now, I process that we've got a mental imagery in our brain, the neurons in our brain. The thoughts that go on in our brain are so empowering that if we just learn to play with them just a little bit. But outside of this thing, you got another higher consciousness, where this lady was talking about the Akashic records and the channeling. And I'm a full-blown medium, and I'm not trying to hide that in any way, shape, or form. And I got something to talk about. I'll just drag you right out to it quick. But
I'm sure the audience is enjoying it, learning all kinds of new things.
Yeah, but understand this, the mental weave inside here, the neurons in our brain, they're powerful. But the ones outside, the higher self, that you can't even understand because it doesn't speak to us. It doesn't. You can't tell your higher self, "What are you doing? You messed up my whole life." No, you're messing up your own life. You don't ever
Can't blame it on anybody
No,
else. There's
my
no
God,
scapegoat.
no, no. And probably if you get to the real truth, you're not messing it up anyway. You've messed up along the way, but you've had the opportunity to fix it. And this is what signature cell healing, it tackles all four bodies. Because in this mental, this neuron body, and I'll tell you a little bit about this later on, but the neuron body is so empowered to always be healing, always be healing. But you got two brains, a left and a right brain, right? The frontal lobe and the front lobe, the left brain is, I had a stroke 6 years ago, almost 6 years ago. And I was down and out, gone. But we learned that the left brain is so empowered to tell you, you ask your left brain, what should I do about this? Should I walk over there or not? And they said, no, don't do that, do that. Why? Well, you're probably going to hurt yourself. Why? Why hurt yourself? Just don't go there, don't go there. The left brain is always counterbalanced everything. The right brain saying, fly over there, fly,
You
go
can do
over there.
whatever you
That's
want.
right, go anything. Yeah. So this is a whole journey right here with the neurons of the brain. And then you go to the spirit body, and that's where the real magical things happen. I work with this guy named Kiro. I'm not going to introduce him tonight, but he's a beautiful, beautiful product of energy. But I'm a full-out medium. And how do we become a full-out medium? It's her part over there, my wife, buddy. I was a good businessman doing what I had to do, and I went back, and she introduced me to this medium, and I said, okay, I can do this. I can live through this.
So that was your first reading
My
with a medium,
first
and you were
reading.
nervous?
Well, I sat in the back of the room. She all sat up here and around this lady, and she was really good. She was really good. She was talking about all the things that I wanted to talk about, Seth stuff, life after life, life after death, all the magical things, guides and things. But I didn't want to be one of those people, so I stayed outside. And they were all women. Only a guy in the room, I'm sorry. But anyway, the next week I went back and 2-3 times. And this is the true story. And this is not silly or anything profound. I thought she was really boring that night. So I just took a nap. I thought I took a nap. When I woke up, that circle was facing her, had turned around, including her, and she got in the circle, and Master Kyo had made an appearance. Through me. Oh, my
Wow, that
God.
must have been intense.
Yes, that was I thought I was inhabited. Inhabited?
You never know what we're going to talk about on this show.
That's right. But it took me quite a while to get back to it. But he's learned out over the 20 years or so. He is so empowered, but he lets me go off what I'm going to do. And so that's the spiritual part. So that's the four bodies. We weave them together. Everything got to be woven together. And I can tell you this, it's Kirael.com, K-I-R-A-E-L, Kirael.com is one of my sites, so you can find all this about Master Kirill, and Signature Cell Healing Foundation, Signature Cell Healing Foundation.com.
No.
Signature Cell. Huh.
And you'll also be in the Hawaii Wellness magazine.
That's right,
next
God
year, so-
bless you. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Yes,
about
so they can look everything up there on our
that.
website.
We're going to have a table up in there and do Signature Cell Healings.
That's exciting.
It's beautiful, yeah.
So if someone's having like health problems or just feeling off balance and attracting the wrong people in their lives, this would be a great workshop to go to.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I said, and I didn't skip over it, but I've had people come to me. I tell you this, one lady came to me, and I've only been into business a couple of years. I wasn't sure how to do this thing. I was still hunting and pecking to get this whole thing out right. And she came and she said that she met a friend of mine, or somebody that had worked with this other person. And she said, I've got a problem. And I said, okay, what's your problem? She said, well, I had a fungus on my left lung, and they told me that it was incurable, So what they did is they cut off half my lung. I said, "Ooh, that's bad."
Wow.
She said, "Yeah, it's really bad because now it's on my right side." I said, "Oh, that's really bad." She said, "Yeah." And basically, they told her a month or so, you get your stuff in order because you're going to be gone. And this is my first, not my first, but the most powerful healing. And I did everything I could do. And understand this, and I want you to understand it as well, my friends. We teach you signature cell healing to get you started, but it'll take over your process. You will take it over. But we worked with her for about a month or so, and she called me one night. I was at home with my wife having dinner, and she said, "Fred, can you hear it?" I said, "Can you hear what?" Well, she had told me when she came to me, she couldn't sit through healing because she coughed deep bronchial. And she said, "Can you hear it?" I said, "What?" She said, "Well, I gave my husband on the phone." He said, "Kahu, she hasn't coughed since she came home today."
Wow.
I said, "Oh, that's great." So anyway.
So did you do healing with her in the room or a long distance?
No, in the room.
And then so you
Hands-on.
teach people how to do that?
That's right, absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
And we teach it all the way through. The breathing. Breathing is so important for us, the pineal gland and the pineal center, little pineal gland right about this big around underneath your brain, where I was told that the God cell's in there. The God cell, what's the God cell? It can be anything you want it to be. I know what God created, I know the creator force. But it's so empowering to know we can teach you how to place your hands and get the most energy. Because if you breathe, we call it prana breathing, meditation, we do all of this stuff. But we take you from the very beginning stages up through level 1. If you like level 1, you go on to level 2. And level 2 is where you really go out under this whole journey. And I can tell you this, we've healed a lot of people in a very quick matter of this one lady sit up here. She said she knew Sue Bowman, and she works at the church right now. And I was Honolulu Church of Light, and recently I've got a full tilt into Signature Cell Healing Foundation because I really wanted to share it with the world. And so this is why I live in Vegas now part-time and here in Honolulu part-time, because it's so empowering to be a part of this whole journey.
So how does someone get in touch with you for the workshop? It'll be on the website.
Yeah, that's right. And you'll come to Wellness
Yes.
Center. That's right.
Your phone number will
That's
be on
right.
there.
Yeah, that's right.
And you actually have somebody in the audience that's a certified.
I have 2 of them.
Practitioner.
My wife.
Yeah.
My wife's a trainer with me.
Wow.
She goes on the stage. This is I should bring her up here because I can tell you this. She won't.
She's being shy.
Well, she was very shy when she started this whole journey. We've been teaching her for about a couple of years, and now she takes off before me, and I'm sitting there going, "Okay, let me know if I can put anything in here for you." But she's so enthusiastic about this whole thing. But it's not about sales. We don't sell anything to anybody. Oh, got a book coming out?
Wow.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Exciting.
I got 7 books, six books I think. But this is my baby right coming up here, and this lady said that you just read. She said she was working it for 5 years, and I thought, oh, it's not so bad because I went 3 years on the Signature Cell Healing book, and it's called the Signature Cell Healing, the Awakening the Chromosomes of Youth and Vitality, and that's
and keep you looking young.
That's right.
So it's basically getting everything flowing and working together.
Right. Well, I think you hit it, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost one of those things you have to experience it. It's really hard to explain.
Yeah.
For someone to comprehend fully.
That's why we don't sell
Okay.
anything to anybody. We go around to the mystic, not mystic, but your Hawaii wellness. Oh, we're right on the edge, and I probably should talk about it a little bit because we've got this.
Yeah, push the envelope.
Yeah, Nurses Association is going to come on board with us.
Wow.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
That'd be amazing to do this practice, the modality in the hospitals.
That's right. Oh yeah. Well, when we first started out, we used to sneak in and put paper over the walls, and the windows, and things like that. We really did. They wanted me to be here. And I go to the doctor and said, no, we don't, well, go ahead, let me get out of here because I don't want to see it. I said, okay.
Now you don't have to do that. I
No,
think
no,
people
no,
are
no,
more open to everything. so.
Everybody wide open right now. It's been a beautiful journey for me. I'm 66 years old, not hiding anything, 66 years old. I'm going to work till I'm 75, then retire. And then,
Well, that's what you say now. We'll
that's
see.
it. Oh, yeah. That's 55. I said I was going to retire at 65, but now 65 and 75 is going to be much better. but you understand, it's not about how much we're going to do; it's how well we're going to do it. You know, that's the key. So we don't sell anything to anybody. We have you come in here, lay down on the table, and we'll do a little soft music, put you in the mood. And if you don't feel better when you get up off that table, and nobody's going to be yanking on your limbs and arms, not there's anything wrong with massage, but nobody gets any pain. You just get into this whole journey. And we've learned how to use our our touch senses and our breathing senses to bring it all into one modality. Now my wife will tell you in a heartbeat, she'll tell you that she's seen me do some strange things. Really strange. The one that I love the most, maybe there's so many I could tell, but see this book, got all through this book, little chapters, little part of the chapters, always could be a little piece in one of these
Well, so the
stories.
books are going to be really interesting.
Oh yeah. And this guy didn't make it in the book because I was on the way to Russia last year. I was going to go to Russia and her uncle was in the hospital. And so we went to Russia up to see, because he's 84 years old. You know. So, and we got there and the doctor said, well, you can go in there, he's just there. He's not, if it's been a week, he probably won't wake up again. Oh, damn, that's too bad. Anyway, so I went in there and I put my hand on his forehead, took his other hand in my hand, and as I put it in there, I put a little energy through it. Not spooky, a little energy through it. And he looked up to me and he said, Freddie! Oh my God!
That must have scared your wife.
You should have seen the doctors get out of it. Because they literally said he was in here to die, and that was it, done story.
I would have loved to see everybody's faces when that happened.
Yeah. No, it goes one stage further because just in Christmas time, we were at his house. And he's at work. He's 86 now. He just bounced around. Anyway, he tripped and fell and hit his head. Not bad, but he cut himself here and here. And he bleeds a lot because it's an aspirin diet, or aspirin regimen. And so this girl comes in, Kahu, he's fallen, he's bleeding, puddles of blood all around. Oh my God. So I get down there and I reach down and he's got his eyes closed and he's kind of, and I held his head, I put it under his jaw like this and just pumped him, and his eyes, and I've never seen a more beautiful smile in my entire life than he showed me. Mm-hmm. Oh my God! So that's two for. But I
you have amazing stories.
Yeah, there's so many, but I just wanted to thank you, Laurie, because just to be here and talk to the people out here. But understand what I'm saying. If you know that you're supposed to be a senior cell healing, you'll get there. That's all I can tell you. We can only take between 40 and 50 people. That's all I can do. I could do.
And that's coming up in June in Hawaii.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And if they want to, if someone is really connecting to you right now and they want to try a session, or they want to work with one of your, I know Karina's here that's
Karina's here.
certified.
She's she works on the Kailua side, right? Yeah.
So they can contact you or look in the magazine to get a session before your workshop.
That's right. Or they can, just call, just go to the website. Obviously, they're going to be reading it. If they see this, go there right now. Not right now.
After the show. We're almost done. Hold on.
Kirill.com is one of the quickest places, or Signature Cell Healing.
Do you want to spell out Kirill slowly? So
KIRAEL.com.
That's easy.
Yeah, it's really simple. It's so simple. And the Signature Cell Healing is not so simple, but if you get it in there close, hit the button, it'll take you over there.
Yeah, they can do a Google search, I'm sure.
Okay.
Well, thank you for coming on. I've learned so much tonight I did not know
God
from knowing
bless
you
you.
for the last 10 years. So.
That's great.
Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
God bless.